Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, and the first soft rays of sunlight touch your face. Your eyes slowly open, your body stirs, and the quiet stillness of the night begins to fade. But what if I told you that how you start your day, those very first moments, has the power to shape not just your day, but your health and your longevity? Think about it. Most of us hit the ground running, rushing to meet the demands of the day without giving a second thought to how we begin. We check our phones, grab a quick coffee, and dive into our busy lives, often unaware that these early choices might be unknowingly sabotaging our vitality. What if there was a better way? A way to take those first precious moments after waking up and transform them into something that not only nourishes your body, but also feeds your soul. In this video, we'll uncover 7 morning habits practiced by people who can consistently live into their 90s and beyond. These habits aren't complicated, they're simple, but their impact on health? Unquestionable. And while science has shown the undeniable benefits, I believe the deeper truth is in how these habits resonate with the timeless wisdom of Buddhist philosophy. The secret? Balance. A balance between body and mind, between the physical and the spiritual. These small yet powerful actions create harmony in your life, leading you to a place of greater health, vitality, and inner peace. So join me on this journey as we explore these transformative morning habits. Together, let's discover how these simple practices can help you live a longer, more fulfilled life, one full of energy, clarity, and a deep sense of well-being. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below. Your feedback allows us to improve and create even more engaging content to inspire and guide you in the future. Let's make every day count together. Ready to begin? Let's dive in. Habit 1: hydration. The first gift of the day. When we wake up in the morning, the first thing our bodies naturally crave is water. After hours of sleep, our bodies are often dehydrated, and without rehydration, our blood thickens, creating unnecessary strain on both the heart and the brain. Think about it. All night long, we've been fasting from water, and by the time we open our eyes, our bodies are longing to be replenished. Yet the simple, profound act of drinking water when we wake is one of the most powerful and healing gifts we can give ourselves. It's not just about quenching thirst, it's about nourishing our entire being, setting the tone for the rest of the day. It's a moment of self-care that rejuvenates not only our body, but our spirit as well. In the Buddhist tradition, mindfulness is taught as a way of living, present, aware, and compassionate in every action, no matter how small. Drinking water in the morning is no different. It's an act of mindfulness, a conscious decision to honor our body in the same way we might honor a dear friend. By drinking that glass of water, we reconnect with our physical form, reminding ourselves to slow down, to breathe, and to take care of the vessel that carries us through this world. In this small ritual, we practice being present, recognizing that the simplest actions can be moments of profound beauty. It is in this quiet, humble act that we begin to understand what it means to truly care for ourselves. The water we drink in the morning isn't just about hydration, it's an invitation to take a moment for gratitude. With every sip, we express gratitude for the body that wakes us up each morning, for the lungs that breathe, the heart that beats, and the organs that work tirelessly to keep us alive. It's a small but powerful practice of mindful living, where we elevate an everyday task into an act of reverence and compassion for ourselves. Consider the story of Sylvia, a 72-year-old woman who faced severe kidney problems and chronic fatigue. For years, her doctors had been considering dialysis, and she was often exhausted by the constant drain on her energy. But Sylvia made a simple yet powerful change. She began drinking a glass of water first thing every morning. This decision didn't involve any fancy treatments or magical solutions. It was just the act of reconnecting with her body, of bringing awareness to her health with compassion and consistency, and the results were remarkable. Over the course of just 2 months, Sylvia's kidney function improved by 28%. It wasn't a miracle. It was the outcome of giving her body the care it desperately needed. The ritual of hydration became a moment of self-love, and in that, she found the strength to transform her health. This simple practice is more than just a way to start the day. It's a powerful form of self-care, one that nourishes both body and soul. When we drink that glass of water, we're not just hydrating, we're reawakening ourselves to the present moment. We're reminding ourselves that the body deserves our attention, our kindness, and our respect. The act of drinking water is a subtle reminder that, in our busy lives, it's the smallest moments, the ones we often overlook, that can make the biggest difference in our well-being. Habit 2. Exposure to natural morning light. Illuminating the path of life. Just as our bodies crave water to rejuvenate, our minds also need light to awaken fully. It's not just a scientific fact, but an intuitive truth. Our bodies respond deeply to natural light, especially in the early morning hours. Studies have shown that exposing ourselves to natural light within the first 30 minutes of waking up helps regulate our circadian rhythm, boosts melatonin production, and ultimately improves the quality of our sleep. These biological benefits are profound, as they help us align our internal clocks with the natural world, ensuring we wake up feeling refreshed and ready for the day ahead. But beyond the science, there is something even deeper at play. In Buddhist philosophy, light is often seen as a metaphor for wisdom. The light of awareness dispels the darkness of ignorance and confusion, allowing us to see clearly and understand the world as it truly is. When we step outside in the morning and allow the first rays of sunlight to touch our skin, we are not just nourishing our physical bodies, we are also nourishing our minds and spirits. This simple act of exposure to natural light becomes a spiritual practice, a daily awakening not just of our bodies, but of our consciousness. The light that shines outside mirrors the light within us, guiding us toward clarity and mental peace. Think of Benjamin, a 75-year-old man who had struggled with chronic insomnia for years. He had tried everything, sleep aids, supplements, and countless techniques, but nothing seemed to help. His nights were restless, and his days were filled with exhaustion. But then a small shift happened. He began stepping outside each morning, just for a few minutes, to soak up the natural light of the day. It wasn't a dramatic change, just a few moments in the sunlight. But in those quiet moments, something profound occurred. His sleep quality improved significantly, his blood pressure dropped, and he felt more energized throughout the day. What Benjamin found wasn't just a remedy for his sleep issues. He discovered a powerful tool for reconnecting with his own vitality. The light he embraced in the morning not only recharged his body, but it also brought him back to a sense of balance and inner peace. The beauty of this practice is in its simplicity. All it takes is a few minutes of stepping outside and breathing in the natural light. It doesn't matter if the day is cloudy or sunny. The very act of being in nature, allowing the sunlight to enter our space, can reset our minds and spirits. In those moments, we are reminded that, just like the light of the sun, our energy, clarity, and peace are always there, waiting to be rediscovered. It is a quiet, gentle reminder that we are part of something larger, a living, breathing world that offers us the tools we need to restore and refresh ourselves. By incorporating this simple habit into our daily routine, we are not just improving our health, we are also deepening our connection to the natural world and, in turn, to our true selves. Habit 3. Gentle movement. Before breakfast, awakening the body, releasing tension. After a long night of rest, it's common to wake up feeling stiff or tense, as though we've been holding on to the energy of the day before. Our muscles may feel tight, our joints slightly reluctant to move, and we may even notice a heaviness lingering in our bodies, as if the weight of the past has carried over into the present moment. This is where gentle movement comes in, and it's a practice that can be profoundly healing when incorporated into your morning routine. By taking just a few minutes to stretch and move, we give our bodies the grace and space to release tension and flow smoothly into the day ahead. In Buddhism, we are constantly reminded that life is a dance of change, an ever-evolving journey of transformation. This philosophy teaches us that movement is not just about physical exercise. It's about honoring our fluid nature and embracing the natural flow of life. Movement, whether it's a simple stretch or a gentle sway, becomes a way of reconnecting with our bodies, a practice of presence and release. By allowing ourselves to stretch and move in the morning, we aren't just waking up our muscles, we're also awakening our spirits, embracing the freedom that comes with letting go of the tension we may have accumulated. Consider the story of Harriet, a 68-year-old woman who was on the verge of undergoing knee replacement surgery due to severe arthritis pain. For years, she had endured aching joints, limited mobility, and constant discomfort. Her doctors had recommended surgery, but something inside her wanted to find a different way. She began incorporating gentle stretching and movement into her mornings, taking a few minutes to slowly ease into her day. At first, it was just small, mindful movements, gentle stretches for her legs, soft rotations for her hips, and light bends for her back. And over time, something extraordinary happened. Her pain began to decrease, her flexibility improved, and eventually, her surgery was canceled. Her body, once stiff and aching, had started to loosen. What had seemed like an inevitable part of aging was being transformed by the simple act of caring for herself through movement. This was not about pushing herself into intense workouts or forcing her body to do more than it was ready for. It was about honoring her body with ease, creating space for healing and well-being through kindness and patience. The gentle movements became a reminder that, just like our bodies, our hearts and minds can also loosen and release the burdens we carry. We carry so much: stress, worry, regret, and often we don't even realize the weight we're holding until we allow ourselves to release it. Gentle movement is an invitation not only to stretch our bodies, but also to stretch our hearts. Just as we release the tension in our muscles, we can also release the emotional tension we hold. It's in these small acts of kindness to ourselves, taking a moment to breathe deeply, stretching slowly, moving mindfully, that we create the space for peace, vitality, and flexibility in our lives. This practice sets the tone for the day, reminding us to be open and adaptable, to embrace the present moment with grace. And in doing so, we invite a life filled with more ease, more joy, and more peace. Habit 4. The 32 breathing practice. A breath of peace, a breath of life. Breathing is one of the most fundamental acts of life, yet it's often taken for granted. Each breath is a quiet miracle, our body's way of sustaining itself, providing the oxygen that fuels our every movement, thought, and action. But how often do we pause to really notice how we breathe? Especially in the morning, when the world is still settling into its rhythm. The way we breathe as we wake up can profoundly set the tone for our entire day. It impacts our stress levels, influences our heart rate, and has a direct effect on our mental clarity. That's why incorporating a mindful breathing practice into your morning routine can be so transformative. The 32 breathing technique is beautifully simple but incredibly effective. All it asks of us is to inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold that breath for 7 seconds, and then exhale fully for 8 seconds. Just 30 seconds of rhythmic breathing like this can activate the vagus nerve, the part of our nervous system that helps bring calm to our bodies, reduces stress, and helps restore balance. It's a gentle invitation for our minds to settle and our bodies to relax, providing us with a moment of peace before the demands of the day rush in. In Buddhism, conscious breathing is a cornerstone of mindfulness and meditation practices. Our breath is more than just a physiological function. It is our constant companion, always with us, grounding us in the present moment. When we focus on our breath, we invite ourselves back into stillness, creating a sense of balance within. It's through the breath that we connect with our true essence, the quiet center within us, all that is unshaken by the turbulence of the world. Inhaling peace, exhaling stress. This practice beautifully reflects the Buddhist teaching of letting go. By consciously breathing, we release the tension, the worries, and the chaos we often carry with us. We surrender control, and in doing so, we find a sense of freedom and calm. Take, for example, the story of Douglas, a 96-year-old shepherd from Sardinia, known for his remarkable vitality and health. Every morning, he practiced deep, mindful breathing. His health was so vibrant that his heart rate and stress levels resembled those of someone much younger. It wasn't about striving for perfection or performing complicated exercises. It was simply about focusing on his breath. Through this simple practice, Douglas allowed his body to enter a state of calm, and it became a daily ritual that helped him maintain his health and peace well into his old age. His story isn't just about longevity, it's about the inner peace that breathing brings, peace that transcends physical age, reminding us that true vitality isn't just about the body, but about the state of our mind and spirit. The power of this breathing technique lies not in its complexity, but in its simplicity. By taking just 30 seconds each morning to consciously breathe, we can tap into a deeper sense of tranquility. It's a small act with a massive impact, one that helps us face the day ahead with a sense of calm, clarity, and resilience. Breathing is something we often overlook, but when practiced with intention, it can become a tool that nourishes both body and soul. A gentle anchor that keeps us grounded no matter what the day may bring. Habit 5. A protein and fiber-rich breakfast. Nourishing the body with wisdom. What we choose to eat in the morning plays a profound role in shaping our health throughout the day. The foods we select not only provide the physical fuel our bodies need to function, but also set the tone for our energy levels, mental clarity, and emotional well-being. A breakfast rich in protein and fiber offers the perfect foundation for balanced energy, helping to support metabolism and reduce inflammation. By stabilizing blood sugar and providing sustained energy, such a meal ensures that we are not only physically nourished, but mentally and emotionally balanced as well. However, food is much more than just fuel for the body. It is a reflection of how we nourish our minds and spirits. In Buddhism, we are consistently reminded to practice mindfulness in all aspects of life, including what we eat. Mindful eating is not just about savoring each bite. It's about making conscious choices that nourish us with wisdom, kindness, and awareness. The way we approach food can mirror how we approach life itself. Do we rush through meals without thought? Or do we take the time to consider how each choice affects us? Just as we are encouraged to choose words that reflect kindness and actions that promote peace, we are also encouraged to select foods that nurture us holistically. Food is medicine, and when we choose it with intention, it becomes a powerful tool for cultivating well-being on every level: physical, mental, and spiritual. Take the story of Gerald, a 68-year-old man who was diagnosed with prediabetes. His doctors warned him that, without intervention, he would likely develop full-blown diabetes within 2 years. Most people in his situation would have immediately resorted to medication, but Gerald chose a different path. Instead of relying on pills, he turned to his morning routine and made a mindful change to his breakfast. He replaced his usual toast and coffee with a protein and fiber-rich meal: eggs, vegetables, and whole grains. This simple shift in his dietary habits did not require any radical lifestyle overhaul, just a conscious decision to nourish his body with foods that offered real, lasting energy. In just 6 months, Gerald's blood markers returned to normal. His body, which had been on the edge of a serious health crisis, responded beautifully to the nourishment he gave it. The transformation wasn't the result of an extreme or complicated regimen. It was simply a choice made with awareness and care. By choosing to fuel himself with foods that supported his body's natural processes, Gerald reversed the course of his health and avoided the need for medication. His story is a testament to the power of small, mindful choices, showing how the simplest shifts in daily habits can yield extraordinary results over time. Gerald's experience underscores the importance of being mindful not only in our actions and thoughts, but also in our choices around food. It's not just about what we eat, it's about how we eat and why we choose the foods we do. When we approach eating with awareness, it becomes a practice that nourishes our entire being. We are reminded that every meal is an opportunity to care for ourselves with compassion, to honor our bodies, and to make choices that support our long-term health and happiness. This mindful approach to food is a powerful form of self-love, one that can ripple out to every other aspect of our lives, leading to a deeper sense of balance, vitality, and inner peace. Habit 6. Morning social connection. The power of human presence. In Buddhism, we are reminded time and time again that interconnectedness lies at the very core of human life. We are not solitary beings, but rather we exist in relationship with others. The people we interact with, the communities we belong to, and the shared experiences we have all shape not only our daily lives, but also our overall sense of well-being. The power of social connection is immense. It touches us in ways that nourish our hearts, minds, and bodies. Research has shown that social isolation can be as harmful to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. In other words, the simple act of connecting with others, even in small, meaningful ways, is one of the most potent tools we have for enhancing our longevity and quality of life. Consider the practice of the Okinawans, some of the longest-lived people on the planet. In Okinawa, it's common for neighbors to gather for a few minutes each morning, just to check in, share a smile, or exchange a friendly word. These brief yet profound moments of social connection nourish not only their sense of community, but also their overall health. It's not about the length of the conversation, it's the presence, the warmth, the simple recognition that we are all here together in this world, that we belong to each other. This practice is a direct reflection of the Buddhist concept of Sangha, the community of individuals who come together to support each other on the path toward wisdom, compassion, and peace. The idea that Sangha is an essential part of spiritual life is deeply ingrained in Buddhist teachings. It's not just about individual practice. It's about the ways in which we as human beings come together and uplift one another. The same principle applies to our health and well-being. When we connect with others, we allow ourselves to feel seen, heard, and understood. We tap into a deeper sense of purpose, compassion, and belonging. Even something as simple as a brief conversation in the morning can help set the tone for the entire day, filling us with a sense of connection and warmth that feeds both our emotional and spiritual well-being. Take a moment to think about how you feel after a conversation with a friend, a loved one, or even a neighbor. There's a certain energy, a lightness, that fills us when we share a genuine moment of connection. These moments don't need to be long or intense, they just need to be real. Whether it's a quick check-in with a colleague, a good morning with a family member, or a kind word with a stranger, these small exchanges are the threads that weave us into the rich tapestry of life. They remind us that we are not alone in this world, that we are part of something larger, a shared experience that unites us all. In a world that can often feel isolating, these moments of human connection are more important than ever. They create a sense of belonging, a feeling that we are part of a greater whole. These connections also remind us of our shared humanity, breaking down the barriers that can often divide us. They are essential not only for our emotional health, but for our sense of peace and joy. When we make time for these connections, even just for a few minutes each morning, we're investing in our own well-being, as well as in the well-being of those around us. Through these simple acts, we build a community, one moment at a time, and open ourselves to the beauty of shared existence. Habit 7. Directed gratitude practice. Opening the heart with gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most transformative forces in our lives. It has the ability to shift our entire perspective, turning ordinary moments into sources of joy and deep appreciation. In Buddhism, gratitude is not just an emotion. It's a way of seeing the world. It is a practice of recognizing the goodness that exists in every moment, in every experience, even amidst difficulty. Gratitude, when practiced consciously, is a powerful tool for healing. It allows us to see beyond our struggles and appreciate the simple gifts life offers. The directed gratitude practice is one of the most profound ways we can shape our mindset. By consciously focusing on the things we are grateful for, we invite a shift in how we experience the world. Instead of focusing on what we lack or what's not going well, we begin to turn our attention to what is already abundant in our lives. This small, simple act has the power to reduce stress, lower inflammation, and create a sense of peace within. It's a daily reminder that no matter what challenges we face, there's always something to be thankful for. When we make gratitude a regular part of our lives, we open ourselves to a new way of being, one that is more present, more grounded, and more connected to the world around us. Consider Patricia, a 74-year-old woman who was struggling with high blood pressure. For years, her doctors had tried various treatments, but her health remained a concern. But then Patricia decided to change her approach, not through another pill or medical intervention, but through a simple morning practice: gratitude. Every morning, she took a few minutes to focus on the things she was thankful for, starting with her own body. She thanked her eyes for allowing her to see the world, her heart for beating steadily, and her legs for carrying her through life. By consciously acknowledging her body's gifts, she not only nurtured a deep sense of appreciation, but also shifted her mindset from one of frustration to one of profound gratitude. Over time, Patricia's health improved dramatically. Her blood pressure normalized, and her overall sense of well-being increased. This transformation was not the result of an elaborate regimen, but of a simple, mindful practice rooted in appreciation. By turning her attention to the things she was grateful for, Patricia's heart opened, and with that came a release of the stress and anxiety that had been weighing on her. In Buddhism, this practice of gratitude aligns with the teachings of loving kindness and presence. Loving kindness is about showing love and care, not only to others but also to ourselves. And presence, being fully in the moment, is the antidote to the constant pull of stress and worry. Gratitude grounds us in the present, reminding us that, even in the face of difficulty, we are always supported by the gifts that surround us. Taking just a few moments each morning to express gratitude shifts our focus in profound ways. It moves us from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. We release the weight of what's missing in our lives and open ourselves to the richness of what is already present. In doing so, we invite peace, joy, and vitality into our hearts. Gratitude is a practice that frees us, freeing us from the stress of worry, freeing us from the noise of everyday life, and bringing us back to the simple, powerful truth that, in every moment, there is something to be thankful for. By making this practice a part of our daily lives, we not only transform our health, but our entire outlook on life, one moment of gratitude at a time. As we reflect on these 7 transformative habits, it becomes clear that they are not just about living longer. They are about living better, more connected, more mindful, and more at peace with ourselves. Each of these practices invites us to slow down, to notice the small moments that often pass us by, and to find joy in the simple, everyday acts that sustain us. Whether it's the life-giving hydration that starts our day, the natural light that brightens our minds, or the deep gratitude that nourishes our hearts, these habits are reminders that we hold the power to shape our health and well-being with each choice we make. It's easy to overlook how powerful small, intentional actions can be. But when we commit to these habits, we begin to create a ripple effect that transforms our physical health, our mental clarity, and our emotional peace. By nurturing our bodies with care, showing appreciation for the present moment, and fostering meaningful connections with others, we can build lives filled with vitality, clarity, and fulfillment. I encourage you to take 1 or 2 of these habits and try them for yourself. Start small, but stay consistent. Feel the difference that even a few minutes of mindful breathing, gentle movement, or gratitude can make in your life. Let this be the beginning of a new chapter where you prioritize not just your health, but your happiness and peace of mind. I'd love to hear from you. What habits do you already practice in your daily routine, and which ones are you excited to try? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's create a space where we can support each other in our journey toward greater well-being. If you found this video inspiring, consider subscribing for more content that helps you live a life full of purpose, balance, and joy. Together, we can continue to build a community of mindful individuals supporting each other every step of the way.